Alrighty, well, thanks for joining everyone again on our Friday afternoon training sessions. Today we have our lovely guest speaker, Diana Wilkinson from Diana Does Books. Diana's worked with our business for a long time. I think I've probably known you for at least 15 years, Diana. And Diana has lots of skills in the building industry from all of her background working with builders throughout that time. Diana is also currently working with quite a few of our builders currently, our integrity franchise builders. So yeah, so there are services there that Diana can help you with and assist you to move through with your bookkeeping. But today, Diana is going to go through the best practices and what that looks like in your business and all the various bits and pieces, how they work together. So over to you, Diana, if you can help explain that for us.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim and Glenn, for the opportunity to be here today. Bookkeeping is a fairly misunderstood practice. What does it actually mean, and how can we add value to your business? So I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to talk with you guys about this and hopefully help you see how you can put some practices in place for your own business to help you now, but also to help you into the future as you scale your business to meet the capacity. So Glenn has recently put out his May update, and from that he had a slide that demonstrated the 5 key components in the importance of being a successful builder and being ready to scale. And I thought it was a good time to have a look at how bookkeeping can contribute to this process. So I'll just jump in. So you've done the hard work and you've successfully signed a building contract based on the quotes that you've received and the pricing that's available to you. But how do you know the subcontractors and suppliers are invoicing you based on the quotes received and the orders issued? Because this is how you've calculated your profitability and forecast your cash flow. How do you ensure that you raise and receive your progress claims in a timely fashion? I'm going to focus on the 2 pieces of software that I use every day of the week working with integrity builders, iGiro and Xero, and they work together beautifully. iGiro is the home to the client data information and task management. We can easily track where jobs are up to using the tasks within the job section. These tasks trigger the next steps in what to do and will generate due dates so you can stay on top of what you need to do. Progress claims are linked with certain tasks in the site schedule so that when you for example, it will generate the roof on progress claim task in the financial tab, which you'll have assigned to your bookkeeper, and we get a notification by email, then we can raise the claim in Xero, and the task in iGiro is updated with the claim complete date.
Is that what we're looking at on the screen there, Diana? Is that the...
Thank you, Tim. Yep. So there's the frame and trust standing claim, which is I think the 6th one down on the left.
Yes.
And the trigger for that is the roof on progress claim, which has come from the site schedule, and then over towards the right. So the claim was due, so it was generated on the 18th of May. It was completed on the 12th of May, which was just a slight anomaly. But then iGiro will generate the payment due date, and the payment complete date is entered once the money's been received. Yeah, but we need to have this information entered into the financial tab so that we can use this meaningfully. And I complete this information once you have the signed contracts back from the clients and the contract is uploaded into the attachments tab. I also raise all the progress claims as per contract in Xero and save them as draft invoices so they're ready to send out once that claim stage is received. It's just a matter of updating the invoice date to the date you are able to make the claim. We've just jumped into the Xero screen, so I've just used a demo company in Xero, so this is no one's real data, but just so that you can see the screens. So in the invoicing section in Xero, we can see the main ones that we want to look at is the draft, the awaiting payment and the paid. So within the draft invoices, this is where I would make all the progress claims as per contract so that they're ready to go out. It doesn't impact on your financials in terms of your profit and loss. This isn't income that you report on, pay GST on. It's just sitting in here as a draft. Once it becomes a real invoice ready to claim, that's when it impacts on your profit and loss and also any GST liabilities. So on the next screen, we'll see that.
Just on that one, Diana, so you would create those draft invoices for the progress payment schedule right at the front of the job, the start of the job.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, and the reference number I usually use will be the job number and then an underscore and slab down or roof trusses or whatever. We know it's right to go out. What it also means for your business is that that information is sitting there. So even though their draft invoices are not actually ready to send out, over on the top right of that screen, you can see it says 4 items, $2,200, just next to the search button. So you can see what income you're anticipating your business is going to be generating. So you could filter that down if you knew in the next 6 months you were going to invoice certain claims. Then you would be able to just filter that out so that you've got a better idea for cash flow.
Very nice. All right. We've also got a question here. Looks like Shane's got a question for us. So
I just noticed that
see if you'd like to talk. All right, Shane, you've got the microphone there if you'd like to ask a question.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Gotcha.
Sorry, it was actually a statement, not a question. I was just going to flag with that progress claim schedule that you had a screenshot of earlier. That was a client that was prepaying claim stages. So you'll notice that the task doesn't actually align with the name. So this client at peers stage paid for the piers and the retaining walls and was paying one claim stage throughout the build process. So ordinarily you would see frame and truss standing as the task beside frame and truss standing claim stage.
That'd explain its anomalies with the dates too of their prepayment.
A lot of them, yes. Yep.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, Shane.
Thank you, Shane. So the next screen, yes, thank you, Tim, in the awaiting payment picture. So these are the invoices that have been mailed out. So over on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see there's a blue heading called sent. And down towards the bottom, all of those green words there that say sent means that they've been emailed out of the system. Those top ones have not been emailed out for whatever reason. This is just a demo company, so it's just to show us the data. But it means that we can easily track where the claims are up to. We can see if they've been sent or not. If they haven't been sent, I would look to see why they haven't been sent and get them out. And we can also have email invoice reminders switched on, which means that if we get to the due date and they haven't paid, we can switch on the invoice reminders to go out automatically if they're not paid within your payment terms. So the next screen. Screen. So a bank reconciliation is a fancy way of saying that we are checking everything that comes in and out of your bank account, and we need to review it and allocate them as income and expenses. This is how your accountant prepares your tax return and financial statements called profit and loss, which is the bottom line of what you earn and spend, and the balance sheet, what you actually own and what do you owe. We also need these financial statements for your home warranty insurance application and finance funding requirements. And it also helps us to know that you're heading in the right direction. So this particular bank account, again in the demo company, it's not real data, shows 2 accounts that are being tracked in Xero. So these accounts are business bank accounts that we need to be tracking, not your personal accounts. And the data is fed in each day for the previous day's transactions. This doesn't give me access to your bank account to be able to pay your bills and subcontractors. It's just information shared between your bank and Xero. It's really great for us as bookkeepers because we aren't chasing you for bank statements on a regular basis, and we can basically see what's happening in real time and yesterday. So it gives us really up-to-date information. So this is where we pay, where we match invoices that clients have paid you, bills paid by us, and anything else that may have come out, like direct debits. This helps us to build an accurate understanding of where your business is at today. Keeping track of the money coming in is the easy part. It's the subcontractors and supply management that can cause the most stress, as we need to ensure that we are dealing with qualified subcontractors, reputable suppliers, and that they are not charging more than we expect, and that they are paid in a timely manner. As part of my integrity checks for each new contact, we check the validity of their Australian business number, ABN, their licence information for relevant subcontractors, and request current certificates of insurance if not already provided. This ensures that you are dealing with licensed subcontractors and have the relevant information on hand should Safe Work pop in for a visit. And I know they were in Port Macquarie yesterday. Our Gyro Invoices module has a unique email address which we supply to your subcontractors and suppliers so they can email their invoices straight in. I love this because, again, I don't need to chase you for invoices that need to be paid, and your emails don't get clogged up with invoices that need to get paid. The purchase orders number and the cost centre. Our cost centre is just the net where the estimators have built the cost for each component of the build. We can track the cost centres for variances to see how each job is tracking. For example, the bath, which is coming in the slide shortly, it sits at cost centre 410 on your order, and it will sit as a direct cost in your profit and loss. We map these cost centres into Xero so that the information sits in the right spot for the accountant, and you don't have to think about it. There is a lot of tracking behind the scenes, but this is all to assist you in having the best data available for your business. So Tim, if you could just skip to the next slide. Okay. Once the invoice arrives in iGyro, we do mapping of the contact so that future invoices can be read by iGyro, which speeds up the processing of the invoices. You can see from this supplier invoice below that what information iGyro can capture. On the left shows what we will see to process it. On the right is the actual invoice that's come in, and we've told iGyro how to code it, and it's picked up the best that it can with the information provided. In this example, an iGyro generated purchase order was not provided, so we are relying on the data provided to the supplier. Human error, there's always going to be something that goes wrong. I believe that when the job was quoted and the pricing done to the client, there was an expected price for the bath, but without a valid purchase order being generated, I and you can't verify if we've been invoiced more or less than what we actually expected. Multiply that uncertainty across every item in the build, the costs can soon spiral with no safety net in place. Then the second screen, hang on, sorry, I've just missed a spot. Compare this data when you have issued, a valid purchase order and the subcontractor has used this information on their invoice. iGyro can read this information and displays the relevant order on the screen as well. So on the right-hand side is the invoice screen, so we can see that the subcontractor has provided an invoice. iGyro has read a lot of it. It's also brought up the actual invoice as well, the order as well, so which we can see. And then on the left-hand side, that's the data that's then fed in for processing. And we can see quite nicely in the middle, that green section, ordered 12,800. The difference is minus 11,300. So at this point in the job, we know we're under order, and we're happy to verify this invoice for the.
So obviously, there, Diana, if we didn't have a purchase order, then we wouldn't have that figure at all. We wouldn't know. It'd just be an extra cost that we weren't expecting. So that would be like a red alert there.
Yes, thank you. I should have got another one that did that. Sorry, thank you for that. So once we are happy that this is right in terms of it's being under order, we verified the other information that's come through, the due date, the GST, etc. Then we would verify this invoice to go into approval for the project manager. And that contact is nominated in the business contact section of the job in iGyro. So we will tell iGyro who the manager is for them to be able, the project manager is, to be able to verify this. They can then approve with conditions, decline, or request another manager's approval. This allows greater flexibility and visibility for the team, because I don't know if this work has actually been completed and if you're satisfied with the works invoiced. There may be something that needs fixing or it's not fully finished. I encourage you to approve only invoices that are right to be paid, not what we hope is going to be right to be paid. Once the invoice has been approved, I then sync the invoices to Xero, which is on the next screen. This process checks the jobs, cost centres, contacts, bills, credit notes that have been created in our Xero since the last sync and pushes that info through to Xero. And it also checks vice versa, which is amazing. In Xero, these bills come in as drafts, which I approve, because by approving them in our Xero, it tells me that they're right to pay. And then they are paid in the next subcontractor payment batch run, which we do fortnightly, or the supplier month end. But what is the result of all this? Why are we doing it? Why do we care? You ultimately need to understand how each of your bills are tracking financially. Are you making money or not? And if not, why not? Where are the costs going over what you allowed? On the next screen, we will see an orders tab in a job, and each line represents a cost centre. So when we read this from left to right, we have the name of the cost centre, we have who the order has been issued for privacy purposes, the order date, the value, the amount invoiced ex GST by the supplier or subcontractor, and the variance ex GST. The GST is not your money, and so it doesn't form part of your income and expenses. So showing these values as GST exclusive is more relevant for you. Each line has the variance figure, which you can quickly see if you are under order, which is dark blue, the first one, over order, red, or just right, which is light blue. You can use this information while the build is underway to check quotes, supplier prices, source cheaper items. The value is also then, the value for doing this also is that for future builds, you have a history of what has happened, so you can improve the costing and ordering process for the next build. The bottom line shows the entire value of the orders issued on the job, in this case $326,000. What has been invoiced, $306,000, and the variance. This job shows the invoices have come in at $19,600 under the ordered amount. This could be for a number of reasons, none of which we're going to go into today. I'm passionate about helping builders be successful. There's so much more I could say, and there's lots of items I haven't talked about, specifically in terms of mandatory reporting to various bodies at both the federal and state level, including the ATO, specifically the taxable payment annual reporting for the subcontractors that you pay each year. But that's enough for me today. I'm happy to talk to you about your business and what you may require. I like to ensure that my clients have control over the aspects of the business that they can manage, and I'm here to assist with the rest.
Very good. Thank you, Diana. So if anyone does have any questions for Diana, we've got a few minutes now. If you'd like to raise your hands, we can allow you to talk.
Just while everyone's having a think, Tim, thank you, Diana, for your thorough preparation on this subject, and we do appreciate the contribution you make to many of our builders' businesses.
Thank you, Ben.
I think Diana's really undersold how essential good bookkeeping is to builders being successful, because there's a lot of businesses out there that have just got no clue about what's going on, and the builders that are using Diana I see a massive relief in their faces, because they're just reducing their bookkeeping back to a small engagement with Diana to see all the invoices processed once a week and monthly, and then their accountant's got really good data to rely on, which in turn reduces the accounting costs and increases the accuracy of what's going on. So I know with a builder that's working with Diana, they can throw questions to me about the financials on a job, and we can get meaningful data, which is so valuable. So thank you for the training, Diana.
Thank you, Glenn.
And Tim, it doesn't look like any questions have come in today.
Doesn't look like it, no. All right, very good. Well, thank you for joining, everyone, and we'll have another session in a few weeks' time. So if you're not already signed up for the webinar, you can do so so you get the reminders for it. Otherwise, we do try and send you those email reminders in Workplace as well to join the meetings. All right, well, thanks for joining, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Diana.
Thank you.